Taking consistent action is at the heart of each one of this week's messages. So a natural requirement to do that is to make your healthy habits sustainable. That's why in the previous FitVid I talked about being better, not being perfect, because a mindset of perfection either defeats you before you start, or when you eventually realize that you're human and life happens and you're unable to be perfect, it'll defeat you then. That's why your goal should be to improve, to get better, not to be perfect in any endeavor. That's a more sustainable model. So here I'd like to give you another way to make your actions sustainable and consistent. Start small, smaller than you'd like to. If you have an initial goal of exercising 4 times a week, reduce it. John Acuff in his book called Finish recommends cutting your initial expectations toward that goal in half. So in this example, you'd cut your 4 times per week exercise goal down to 2 times a week. Now, why would you do that, you might ask? Well, here's an important thing to understand. When you're looking to change your habits, either to improve habits you already have, or to stop unhealthy habits, or to start healthy ones, it's not so much what you do, it's that you do something. And it's that something that we need to maintain. So I would much rather you exercise twice a week for most weeks of the year than for you to exercise 4 times a week for just a couple of months. Because once you set the pattern of consistency by exercising twice a week in this case, then you can increase how often you exercise because you've successfully set that pattern. 4 times a week may not seem like a lot for an initial goal, but it can be enough to have a demoralizing effect on your attitude, on your motivations, and on your actions. Now keep in mind that this is an exercise example, but the same applies to nutrition practices and stress reduction. So maybe aim for just 1 added serving of fruits or veggies a few times a week versus going vegan on most days. Add 15 or 20 minutes of sleep a few nights a week rather than trying to get 8 hours on most nights. Start from where you are. Get a little bit better through small changes. You might ask, how small is too small? And that's a fair question, because if you only move the needle a little bit at a time, you'll never reach your goal, right? So I'd tell you to take small enough actions, small enough steps to create wins, but large enough to be a little bit of a challenge. Long-term changes start small and develop through consistency. I call it the snowball effect of success. Get some wins in your corner, then add more to your healthy habits as you remain consistent. This will grow your confidence and improve your health in a more sustainable way.